Hello and welcome to the review of the Manchester United versus Aston Villa game, which has just finished 3-1 to Manchester United. Overall, pretty delighted that we've got the win today. I mean, obviously there are some positives and some negatives from this game. Are you overall happy with how things went today, considering Liverpool have lost today? So it was a big opportunity to make some ground and really cement that fourth spot now, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think there was some rust from the international break. We were playing so well going into it, and I think just a few players, Fellaini and Rooney, just seemed off a little bit. But 3 points is 3 points. Should have been a clean sheet. David De Gea must have been, I don't know what he was doing. He does that shit at Real Madrid. He's going to get booed off the pitch. So just some food for thought. I know he doesn't make many mistakes, so I don't know what that. I mean, he sliced the clearance earlier in the game too. But yeah, I'm happy. Could have been a better performance. Ander Herrera was excellent. Scored 2 goals. Scored the first one and then finished them off. And I just don't think with Falcao coming on late, man, he looked terrible. What was that to the left where he went to smash it and it went in the air. I just I think his time is done. I don't know. I'd rather see James Wilson get a chance.
Yeah, I don't really know what's happened to James Wilson. He hasn't really even featured from the bench a lot lately, but he is still young, and we'll have to see what happens. But Falcao, his time is definitely. I mean, I've seen reports in the papers saying that he's begging to stay at the club, but we're not going to buy him even for 30 million now. I don't think, especially considering his age and everything. And it seems that Fellaini at this moment in time has been keeping him out of the team, which Fellaini has up till now been playing fantastically well lately. So, but I mean, Wayne Rooney scored a great goal today. I mean, that was a real great goal. I mean, I'm sure you really like that goal. I mean, he's been so consistent over the years, getting at least 10 to 15 and even more Premier League goals for about a decade now. So he's really vital for us to kick on going into next season, isn't he? I mean, he's been our main man for so long now.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where we go next season in the transfer market. With Robin van Persie, obviously Falcao won't be here. I don't know if Van Persie will be here. Will Rooney drop a little deeper, or will he be the main number 9, or will they bring somebody in? We've been linked with a whole host of strikers. But yeah, Wayne Rooney, he's been great. When he played in the midfield, I just felt like his talent was wasted there. He was drifting in and out through the games. But when he's up top and he's banging in the goals, there's nothing better, and I'm really happy for him. That goal was excellent. Absolutely, it's just you kind of just like you or I, we look at it, we're just like, oh man, how the hell did he do that? But to him, it's like easy. So I don't know. I'm happy for Rooney. I'm happy he got a goal. He's now the club's leading scorer for the season. So it's good that we got the 3-1 victory. Especially the next game is vital. It's obviously the derby. We haven't beaten them in like 2 years since that December game. So going into it, we're going into it. It's a good form. Like I said, I would have liked the performance to be a little bit better today, but all I can ask for is 3 points, and I'm happy with that. So I really hope they do turn up against City because I would like to beat them.
Yeah, definitely, that's a crucial game. I mean, when Wayne Rooney was playing in midfield, even some of the games against lesser opposition, he didn't even score goals in. So, I mean, to me, he is completely wasted there in that midfield position there. He doesn't affect the game nowhere near as much as he does. I mean, his goal tally was awful. I think it was like one or 2 goals in about 10 or 11 games, which is terrible for Wayne Rooney. But
he didn't even have a shot on target for like a whole month, I think.
Yeah, I think it was for something like that. So, but then eventually Louis van Gaal has put him back up front, and he's banging in the goals now, so which is great. I mean, I don't know if you feel that we probably need another striker going forward, probably for next season, because against some of these teams, I mean, he's not the most prolific goal scorer in the world. I mean, he might get 10, 15 league goals, or maybe even 20 at the most. So we're probably going to need at least another centre forward going into next season. But overall, I mean, we've got 3 goals today. I mean, we haven't scored bucket loads of goals this season, but going into next season, we should still be confident if we get a couple more players in that we can have a great season. I mean, this is actually one of the poorest teams in the Premier League. So it was most people thought that it was going to be a fairly routine win today. But obviously, that goal there really has annoyed me. I mean, David Hare shouldn't be beaten there. I mean, last weekend against Daniel Sturridge, I thought he was at fault for that goal a bit, maybe being a bit critical for that one. But today was even worse, wasn't it? I mean, his form has dropped these last couple of games, but I mean, he's set the standard so high in previous games. So I mean, every player goes through a dip in form, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And I think like you said, the bar has been set so high with him, and we expect him to just save everything, and that's not going to happen. He's going to have an off game here or there, and that's all right. Because he's proven this year and last year he's our player of the year again this year. I also want to talk about Di Maria. Di Maria got another assist today, and while he didn't look that great, I seen somebody on Twitter calling him lightweight, and he can't do it in the league, but I don't believe that. I think Di Maria is a quality player, and I think that this season he's adjusting. While adjusting, he has 10 assists now. You know what I mean? Like, he's doing something right. He's a quality player. I don't want to see him leave. But yeah, I mean, today was just about the 3 points, more or less. We're coming off the international break, and I think it showed. We kind of lagged behind, so.
Yeah, I mean, today we've kept almost the same team, bar an injury to the previous two games. Do you think the consistency now that Louis van Gaal's getting is helping us to grind out, to get some wins under our belt? Because before we were switching the team up quite a lot, and players didn't know where they were going to play from week to week. So, I mean, like, I know Jose Mourinho, he likes to keep a settled team, and he thinks that it disrupts the team if you change it too much from week to week. But it's great to get some consistency, isn't it, now?
Yeah, it is, and I think that does help because, it's not just the starting lineup, but the formation as well. It can be a good thing, but I think with Chelsea right now, I think their lack of rotation has hurt them a little bit. So it's okay to have a settled team, but you have to bring in some fresh faces and give some players a break here and there. But for right now, going in these last 7 games, I think this should be our starting 11. I thought Ashley Young, again, played really well. I thought he was one of our best players. I was kind of surprised to see him come off. Wasn't surprised that Fellaini came off because while he wasn't bad, he wasn't great today. I feel like he struggled to get in the game a little bit. But, he's been so good the last couple of weeks that it's expected. People expect players to just, play lights out every single game. And the second they don't, they're out there criticizing again. Fellaini's not a Manchester United player. He's not this. He's not that. They expect, Fellaini could score a hat-trick every single game, for 10 games in a row, and then have one really poor game, and then the critics will be out again. People have really unrealistic expectations of players. So, I mean, like I said, Fellaini's been our player of the new year so far. He's been great these last few months, and especially these last month or two. But, yeah, I think a settled team has absolutely helped, and a settled formation, too, like I said. Yeah, I completely agree with that statement.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Herrera today was, again, as you said, fantastic. I mean, that's another 2 goals he's got. So I think that's about 6 or 7 goals now for the season, which is fantastic for him in his first season at Manchester United. I think it's more than he got for in Spain last season. So hopefully next season he can kick on. I mean, I don't know how you stand on this. I mean, do you think we still need to get some more midfielders in? Maybe 1 possibly or 2, but I mean, if he's going to be a mainstay in there, I mean, we've got Carrick and Blind who can play in there, and a few other players. So, I mean, we don't probably need too many in that position now.
We do need we need more quality and depth, and by that I mean we need a better squad overall. You know what I mean? Coming off the bench today, who's going to come into central midfield and really take Herrera's spot and do better than him? Obviously Daley Blind can do that. And I think now I think it's almost, I'm still going to say if we get Champions League, you're going to need a bigger squad. And there's talk about Nigel de Jong coming on a free transfer, and he would be great because I think he would be a great squad player. He's got experience, winning the league with City. He's got, international experience, Champions League experience. So I wouldn't mind Nigel de Jong coming in. Well, but, you never know with the transfer plans. Obviously, Louis van Gaal is going to have the players he wants to come in, but then you're going to have Ed Woodward trying to make a statement. You saw that interview, and they want to be one of these teams that has superstars in every position, selling shirts and marketing the shit out of them and making a lot of money off them. But I don't know if we'll get Pogba or not. I mean, that would be the only midfielder I would really, really want to see starting over Herrera. But yeah, Herrera's got 5 Premier League goals, man. He's been excellent. I can say something about him too. Oh, last year it was funny because we couldn't get a goal from midfield, remember? And we were begging players to pass the ball forward. It was Carrick and Cleverley in there, and it was funny that when Ryan Giggs had that one game in the Champions League, I think it was, he was one of our best midfield performances all year. Now we got some decent midfielders. We're getting goals from there. We don't have to completely rely on Rooney and the strikers to get us goals.
Yeah, definitely. That is great to get goals from midfield. I mean, I don't know if Herrera will be that player to get sort of 10, 15 league goals a season, but if you could chip in with sort of 6 or 7, I mean, as we've seen at Chelsea, Frank Lampard's done it over the years, got about 15 or so league goals from midfield, and it really does help out when the strikers aren't always at the top of their game. I mean, as you said there, last season when playing Carrick and Cleverley for a lot of games in midfield, you don't really get that goal threat from midfield, do you? I mean, Carrick's not a goal scorer at all, really. I mean, he may get 1 or 2 a season, and obviously Cleverley never really got many goals at all and was an average player at best. Now, obviously, moving ahead, this game can kick us on for the rest of the season. I mean, that's a few wins on the bounce now. Obviously, we've got 2 difficult games coming up, so we can't count anything lightly. But are you confident now that we're definitely going to finish in the top 4 or 4th or even higher, maybe? I'm confident that we will finish in the top 4 now that Liverpool have lost today. But obviously, with these 2 hard games coming up, you never know. I mean, it is possible we could lose 1 or 2 of these games.
Well, I mean, there's room now to lose a game. I'm not saying we're gonna or we should, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm saying now that we have 8-point gap, there is room for a slip up for us. We have a little bit of breathing room. Having said that, I think there's Hull City, Crystal Palace. Everton's going to be a tough game. The next 3 are really tough. I think we should get 7 points out of them, though. I think we should definitely beat City the way they've been playing, and we'll see Monday how they line up and how they perform on Monday. Who are they playing Monday?
They've got Crystal Palace away.
Tough game. Going there's a tough game. We got to go there still too. So yeah, that's gonna be a tough game for them. But I think we should beat them. If you look how we've been playing the last 3 games and how they've been playing, it's kind of a little bit different. And then there's Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. It's always gonna be a tough game. But if we could nick a draw there, I think that'd be awesome. And obviously, I think we should beat Everton. They beat Southampton today. Tim Howard had an excellent save. I gotta comment on that save. The American Tim Howard with an absolutely world-class save. I don't know if you saw that, but you will because it'll be on the highlights. But yeah, I think 7 points from the next 3 games would be great. But looking at that, I don't think we should lose another game for the rest of the season. That's just my expectation. But anything can happen.
Yeah, I mean, we could probably lose another 2 games this season and still finish in the top 4 now because
yeah, absolutely.
Liverpool aren't going to win every game, and on today's showing, it looks like Liverpool are pretty damn poor at the moment. I said for a few weeks now that I thought we would finish ahead of Liverpool because although we both had some difficult games, I thought that Liverpool were probably going to it was going to catch up on them. I mean, they were on a good run, but it's a job to do catch up when at Christmas they were so far behind. It's a job to make them points up. Where do you now see us finishing this season? Do you think we can finish maybe 3rd or maybe even 2nd? I mean, Arsenal and Man City have got the easier run-ins, so obviously we're the outsiders to finish in the top.
Do they though? They have to play us.
Yeah.
So, I think Arsenal still have to play Chelsea as well. It's funny because like the NBC, they have the Premier League rights and they do the commentary and stuff like that. They were talking about could Arsenal catch Chelsea, and I think Arsenal are playing really good at the moment, but I still think they're mentally weak. I don't think they could beat Chelsea, and I think that the way we're playing right now, I can't wait to see them back at Old Trafford because they really celebrated like they won the European Cup when they beat us and when they knocked us out of the FA Cup at Old Trafford. And it was off of 2 back passes that they got lucky. So I do think though that game I just mentioned between us and Arsenal will be for 2nd or 3rd place. I think City are going to fall off. That's my opinion. I don't think The confidence is super high there. There's doubts about Pellegrini and his job. So it'll be interesting. I think a lot of where we finish will ride on this next game against City. I think if we draw, we could finish third or fourth. I think if we win, we should be looking at second or third. But I think
Yeah,
anything, I would like to finish third because I don't want to play in that qualifying game. Look at Napoli. They lost their qualifying game. You would have expected them, to beat Athletic Bilbao, but they didn't, and they didn't qualify. They qualified for the playoff, but they didn't qualify for the Champions League. So.
yeah, definitely. It's always tricky playing them qualifiers, especially at the start of the season when you've got to get your fitness levels high and you've just started out. So I don't know if you've got anything else you want to add before we finish up
No,
on the
just
game.
Ander Herrera, man of the match. I'm super hungover. I was at the Orlando City game, so sorry for the word I'm looking for. I feel like I had a poor performance in our review today. I'm really tired. I'm really hungover, but I'm happy overall. I'm happy with the win, and I think that's the most important part. And there's no injuries. That's another plus. But Ander Herrera, man of the match, beautiful goals. Now I want to see us kick on it, and I want to fucking smash City.
Yeah, definitely. I think and Herrera for man of the match as well. Anyway, thanks to everyone for watching. We've got a lot of viewers watching today, so we'll be back again for the preview of the Manchester United and Manchester City game later, sometime next week. Follow us both on YouTube, and our Twitter links will be in the description below. Let us know your thoughts on the game, anything related to Manchester United, where you think we're now finished and everything, and we'll talk to you again soon.